Hey all, season 5, and we are back. Welcome to Between Frets, a space where female musicians meet and discuss all things music. I'm your host, Genny Jam, and we are honored to introduce our guest for today. She's quickly becoming a rising star with her infectious bass grooves and wonderful charisma, and she's only 8. It's crazy. You can see her videos on her Instagram and Facebook page, Ellen Plays Bass, and we feature her on our daily posts. Please welcome Ellen. Hi, Ellen.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
That's awesome. Well, I am so happy to meet you, and we are too. And on behalf of the Fret Sisters, we want to extend a warm welcome and thank you for taking the time to interview with us.
Thank you.
Yes, and you're in Las Vegas, correct?
Yes, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm in the East Coast. So I'm in DC. So I'm like, it's nighttime here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you're 8 years old. We saw a lot of your videos and incredible gift that you have. What grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. That is crazy. The one thing that we always ask our listeners is how they picked up their instrument, like what made them want to play the instrument that they're playing. So,
Well, I got inspired by a lot of musicians, but the first one I got inspired was my dad.
yes, that is so, and that's always like the best thing when you hear, just musicians saying that their families inspire them, because they're the ones that actually support you the most and push you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know your dad is like a killer guitar player, but we'll get to him in a moment. So how, like, when did you pick up the bass? Like what age? Because I know you're 8. I'm not going to say that all the time, but when did you actually pick it up?
Whenever I was 8.
Really? You just started playing?
I think it was like 8 months ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So she says 8 months ago. So when you look at these videos, okay, well, you definitely got a gift. So I definitely give you props on that. Definitely. Well, of course, I have to mention Victor Wooten, because he is, like, to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, Victor Wooten, like he's like world renowned, that I saw a video of him talking about you, talking like how he got in touch with your dad because he wanted you to play some music for his audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that. Did you write for that or
No, it was one of his songs he already had, but the guitarist, my dad was playing the role for the guitar and I was like playing an easy role for the bass.
That's nice. Was that your first time that you actually recorded something, or like actually record something for like distribution?
Well, that's the first time I've recorded something to put like in a famous thing, like a book or something. But I've recorded many things like to put in videos or anything.
Yeah, well, I know that you're going to be doing a lot of stuff pretty soon. My gosh. I also, by looking at your videos, I saw that you did a Jimi Hendrix video. And I'm like, Jimi Hendrix is like a huge influence, at least for guitarists. How do you pick your songs? And Jimi Hendrix, I mean, is that, like, who are your influences, or who?
Well, I got introduced Jimi Hendrix by my dad, I think. Yeah. And same as Victor Wooten and every famous person. Mm-hmm. And sometimes in this app called Musician, I just look to see it says made famous by this guy, made famous by that guy, and I'm like, who's this? And he's like, this is a really famous person. Sometimes he doesn't know it, but mostly he knows it.
Okay. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to ask you about musician. How did you learn how to play bass by using Musician? And just for our listeners right now, Musician is an interactive music service where you can learn and play an instrument. Plus they have backing tracks, right? Mm-hmm. Is that?
Musician has singing, piano. It has some instruments. It doesn't have like a trumpet or a drum, but it has many.
No, it has drums.
It has drums?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has drums. That's awesome. Yeah. So I noticed also, like, some of your videos, you're actually looking at stuff. Are you actually reading music, or how is that?
There's like numbers, tablature I'm looking at. And but now we started to do it without it because we just noticed with a different app called Pro Tools.
It's a program.
It's a program. It kind of sounds better on that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I know what Pro Tools is. Wow. You're advanced. That's awesome. So is that how you learned how to play the bass? Like, because you said you started 8 months ago.
Well, at the very beginning, obviously, I learned the fingers and the whole thing by my dad. And then I started the Musician. All the songs came from Musician, and then the tablature and everything. But I still have to learn how to read the notes. I know a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Is that your plan, as you get older to, like, be like, I don't know, get music education or, kind of keep pursuing that avenue of music?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. How do you like, when it comes to schoolwork and practicing,
Well, in the middle of school, there's like, that starts at 12:15. There's like a 2-hour break. That 2 hours, I start practicing sometimes. And then if I don't have enough time, like, of practicing, sometimes me and my dad, after we practice together and everything. I'm not using Musician that often now. I'm just using the songs in it right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Because I noticed I saw one of your practice videos, and it was on timing or something, where you were playing and then the beat went off. It was blank. And then you came back in. The beat came back in, but you were still playing. And when the beat came back in, you were on point. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, I'm like, that is such a good practice technique. Where did you get that technique?
Well, it's not a Musician, but my dad told me those stuff. Whenever me and my dad are practicing, we have some sort of different stuff, not like songs, but rhythms and everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one more question before I want to get your dad in here. The one question is your bass. You're playing Ibanez, right? And Ibanez, what was it?
One of them is Ibanez and the other one is Music Man.
Oh, Music Man. Now, are those like full size bass, or is that like a
It's
smaller?
short.
Say that again.
it's short scale.
It's short
They're
scale.
size, but they're like my size. The Music Man is a little bigger than the Ibanez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that because like your tone from your videos is like really deep and beautiful. Do you like have like understand like, you know, kind of like, oh yeah, I like how this sounds, that sounds, you know, as far as like your sound and your tone?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't pay attention much, but whenever something isn't right, I immediately stop and then I want to see if it's tuned or anything, or if the sound went like off or things like that.
Yeah. That's good, like to develop your ear. Well, I want to get your dad in here because, if you don't mind, how are you? It's Hovak, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, first of
How you
all,
doing?
hi, Genny Jam. Hello.
Hey.
You know, bless you, and you and your wife. Like, I mean, you know, you have a very gifted child, and it's so amazing how, you know, how I can tell the support that she gets, you know, from your, you know, from the family, you know, to like keep the drive going, and also, you know, bringing bringing more females out here to play, and you know, like back in my day, it was a little different. So definitely thank you on that. But you are so Hovak is a guitar player, producer, and you're the founder of Octavision.
Right.
Right? I did a little research on you. And you have, and that's where like Victor Wooten and Billy Sheehan are part of that super group. So I would love for you to even just talk about that, you know, and what we'll do is we'll put all these links on our show notes, like your website, your social media and everything. Can you talk a little bit about your project?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll keep it short.
Okay.
I started Octavision in 2010, maybe a little bit later.
10 years ago.
Approximately. Yeah, and that's almost when I met Victor at the NAMM show. I think it was 2009, and we quickly became like really good friends. And when I started recording the first track, I just asked him if he would be interested in, you know, recording for it. He said yes. And obviously my biggest question was, it's way out of your, you know, niche, if you will. It's not your genre. Will it affect like in a negative way for you? He said not at all. Just send me the track. I'll just listen to it, and we'll just go from there. He likes it very much, and that's how it started. We started recording the tracks, and then I knew that he was friends with Billy Sheehan, and I grew up listening Billy Sheehan, you know, copying his, you know, difficult phrases and all that stuff. And I asked him if he could introduce me to Billy Sheehan, or we can even ask him to, you know, to take one or two songs. And Billy, one morning, I'm just waking up and seeing the text from Billy. It was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we you know, went from there.
Yeah, so you have a lot of music out with this project, and of course you probably have a lot of other bands. Or
I don't have any other bands at the moment. When I started Octavision, I quit my first band. Actually, it was already done by that moment. For some reason, the guys didn't want to continue with the band, so I just took the advantage of it and started my own thing, you know.
Yeah,
but I have tracks written. I'm already started. I already started the second album, writing for the second album, we'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, we'll definitely put all that in our show notes to point everybody to go to your website, to go, wherever your music is out. I had one question about Ellen. Like, when did you realize that she had this gift or this talent, or like what was it that made you be like, wow, she's really got it?
Put it this way. She was in music since the day she was born, basically, because there's always music in the house. I'm always playing or producing something, playing the guitar for her when she was like 2 months old or 3 months old.
And
she started coming with me to the NAMM show since 4 years old, I think.
It was after
and she did, all of a sudden she decided to try drums or strum the guitars or ukulele. I got the first ukulele at the NAMM show for her. She just started to having fun with it.
Yeah. First I started the ukulele on the musician app. Then I wanted to sing a little bit. Then I was like, nah. And then I started the drums, I think.
Yeah, I bought electric drums for her.
But then
just to see if she has any interest, because it's a funny story. She has this what do you call it? The small box where she collect coins.
Piggy bank.
Yeah. She had for her toys, and after the NAMM show, she comes to me with this piggy bank and, hey, Dad, I have money. Can we buy drums? I'm like,
that's incredible.
Yeah, definitely. So I bought the electric drums. She started playing with it, and then she got bored. She wanted to try the piano. I got a piano.
I still have it.
Yeah, she still has the piano.
And then I wanted to try out the guitar. Then after that, I still got bored, and then I went to bass. At first, I didn't know a bass until he said, "Want to try out the bass?" And
no, actually, you said I want to try the bass. Yeah, I have a full scale Music Man in my studio. She said, "What's that?" I'm like, "That's a bass."
Oh yeah, I see. Oh right, yeah, all right.
So she said that she wants to try it and see like how it sounds. Yeah. And that's when she actually liked the whole sound of the bass, and
I had to grow.
She started practicing with this full scale.
Yeah,
just open strings.
I had to go through all those instruments to finally come up the bass.
Yeah, to finally come the bass, right? And even like your technique with like your finger work and stuff.
First, I only played with one finger, but now it's impossible.
How about like your fingers and like having to go through the guitar, like guitarists go through the calluses and, did you go through any of that? Like,
well, for the guitar, I always use my thumb to strum the
cool.
But then now for some reason, I don't even notice that I'm using these fingers to play it.
That's awesome. That's crazy. You like different styles though, right? Because I can tell by your videos that you have different styles. Like you got a little bit of funk flavor, some rock, some jazz.
Yeah, my favorite genre is funk, pop, disco, those stuff.
Yeah.
We're trying different styles and just to see like how she feels, how is she liking it. So
nice. And your dad said you went to NAMM too, right? So how was that? Gosh.
It was really good.
I think you've been at the NAMM like 3 times.
Yeah, only 3 times. This year we couldn't go.
Only 3 times.
Yeah.
Only 3 times?
Yeah.
Well, every year we go. This year we couldn't go because because of all this thing that's happening.
Yeah, the epidemic and stuff.
Yeah, now everything is on Zoom. Everything except for school now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, things will get better. I'm sure by next year there'll be the NAMM show.
Hopefully.
Summer and winter, right? Hopefully. Right. So I know like this is kind of a crazy question, but what do you want to be when you grow up? Like
obviously a bassist.
a bassist. Okay, that's right. Do
Maybe
you
not.
have anything else? A pilot?
No.
Yeah. No. All right. Also, just by looking at your videos and seeing some of this stuff, I know you inspire a lot of people, young and old. Like, could you give any advice, to like somebody, like the young kids out here?
First thing of all, I know it might seem exciting to play something really fast, but if you want to succeed that fast thing, I would suggest to practice, maybe like at the tempo of 50 or something. And if it still doesn't work,
slower.
If it doesn't work, then I suggest going slower. Then if it works, like for maybe a lot of times after each other, if it works, then rise up the tempo. Then if it works, rise up until, you're as good as you're supposed to be.
Yeah. I like that. I like that advice. And Dad is teaching you. I would love to see a jam session between you two.
We'll do something very soon.
Yeah. Well, Ellen, it's been so great. And thank you again for taking the time. So everybody, please visit Ellen's social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. Ellen Plays Bass. Octavision is Hovak's project. We'll put that in the show notes. Support, and thank you again for taking the time.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Hey, Riff Girl, let's go.